This is Brightling Church, out in the middle of nowhere. Every bit the English country church, with its ancient yew trees and stone walls surrounding it. Beautiful stained glass windows, and it goes back 1,000 years. Now, 250 years ago, Squire Jack Fuller lived in the big house behind that wall, Brightling Park as it now is. And he carried out various improvements to this church, stained glass windows being fitted, and a barrel organ that could play different pre-selected tunes. I know, not bad for 250 years ago. So when his time came, he wanted to have a suitable monument to be remembered by. But the rector had a problem with that. You see the building there on the right? Well, that was the pub. And the trouble was, the rector said that people were spending more of their Sundays in that pub than they were in his church, and he wasn't very happy. So Mr. Fuller duly moved the pub a mile down the road to where the Fuller's Arms now is, and he had a retaining wall built beyond the graveyard there to stop the earth slipping into the road and blocking it. So the rector was quite happy, and told him to go ahead, and got this in his churchyard. This pyramid is where Jack Fuller ended up. He was considered to be frightfully eccentric, mostly because he opposed slavery. And I can tell you, my ancestors, we made money from shipping sugar and slavery, so he would heartily disapprove of me, I expect. It's said that the floor of this was covered in broken glass to keep away the devil and evil spirits, and that Squire Fuller was sitting up at a table groaning with fine wines and food. When they had to go in there to carry out a bit of remedial work a few years back, they found that sadly this wasn't so. Still, it's a good story, isn't it? I remember coming up here once, a good few years ago now, and there was a busload of tourists doing the Fuller Folly Trail, as they call it, because as well as doing the church and the pyramid, Jack Fuller built various other funny buildings. There was a Sugarloaf, a sort of conical building, which, despite its small sort of 10-foot diameter size at the bottom, was a house for a while. Then an observatory. So all the men from the Age of Enlightenment, as they called it back then, liked a bit of stargazing. There was an obelisk, and down the road from here a bit of tower from which you could look out. And then on his own land, within the confines of Brightling Park itself, is a pillared rotunda temple, which looks to be Greek. So this busload of tourists, they did a double take when they saw me, as you can well imagine. Because I came out of the Sugarloaf, and of course there I was. And they didn't know what to make of me at all. They thought they'd seen a ghost. Anyway, it's starting to rain. What a change. Dear oh dear. Lady Fortune vomits on me once again. So I best close.